Happening now, Richard Nixon has just been inaugurated as the 37th President of the United States.
I think this recording device will be helpful.
This just in, the Supreme Court will decide if the New York Times can continue printing the Pentagon Papers. Remember, the Pentagon Papers are government documents which are about the history of the ongoing Vietnam War. The Department of Justice has issued an order to stop the paper from releasing what it argues is classified information. We expect a decision in the coming weeks. Today, on June 30th, 1971, the Supreme Court overturned the Nixon administration's attempt to stop publication of the Pentagon Papers by the New York Times. This is a big win for the freedom of the press. Nixon is very unhappy with the result. Three days ago, on June 17, 1972, 5 men were caught breaking into the Democratic National Committee headquarters, located in the D.C. Watergate complex. All 5 have been arrested and an investigation is ongoing. Nixon denies involvement. According to a recent survey, the majority of Americans believe that Nixon is not involved. This does not seem to have impacted his chances of winning the White House for a second time. Today, November 7th, 1972, Nixon has won a second term as president. That is even after approximately a month ago the Washington Post revealed that the FBI believes the Watergate break-in was part of a massive campaign of political spying and sabotage on behalf of the Nixon Re-election Committee. Good evening. This is the Nightly News. It's June 25th, 1973, and in the Senate the Watergate hearings are underway. John Dean, one of Nixon's lawyers, testified that he spoke to the president at least 35 times about the Watergate break-in and cover-up. The Watergate investigation continues to prove difficult for President Nixon, as the Senate has requested that he turn over the Oval Office recordings. As a result of the Watergate investigation, we've just learned that the Vice President, Spiro Agnew, has pled guilty to tax evasion and has resigned. Nixon will appoint Gerald Ford, a member of the House of Representatives, to be the new Vice President. Good afternoon. The date is November 17th, 1973. President Nixon spoke to reporters today about the ongoing Watergate scandal. He said that the American people need to know if their president is a crook, and he is not a crook. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you the latest news on the burglary investigation. Breaking news. Today, July 30th, 1974, the House of Representatives Judiciary Committee has approved 3 articles of impeachment against President Nixon. The full House of Representatives will vote soon to determine the president's fate. You might remember the now famous speech the president gave last year in which he said, "I am not a crook." However, it appears now that we will be heading to a trial in the Senate to see if Nixon will be removed from office. Good evening, America. It is August 8th, 1974. We are bringing you live coverage from the White House as President Nixon addresses the transcripts released last week that confirmed that he knew about the Watergate scandal and worked to cover it up.
I'm resigning for the good of the country.
I have never been a quitter. To leave office before my term is completed is abhorrent to every instinct in my body. But as president, I must put the interests of America first. America needs a full-time president and a full-time Congress, particularly at this time with problems we face at home and abroad. To continue to fight through the months ahead for my personal vindication would almost totally absorb the time and attention of both the President and the Congress in a period when our entire focus should be on the great issues of peace abroad and prosperity without inflation at home. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.